Hey, Memphian, a quick response here to your last video on Obama as an Arab, where you talk about this very unfortunate incident where a member of the audience said that she couldn't trust Obama because he was an Arab. And then, of course, John McCain, being the gentleman that he is, politely contradicts her and says, oh, no, he's not an Arab. He is a decent family man. Yeah, apparently it's come to this in our presidential thing, which is pretty damn sad. Okay, so I'm going to make another video talking out against this. Now, let me just tell you something, guys. Okay, all right. Before you hit that unsubscribe button, all right. Every time I make a video which speaks out against this sort of denigration of Muslims in my country, every time I make some sort of video that speaks out against these sorts of prejudicial attitudes, I lose about 10 to 15 subscribers. Okay, so I'll probably lose another 10 to 15 subscribers for making this video. But before you go, okay, I just want to quote from you one statistic here. All right, so Memphian, it's pretty sad, right? Okay, the only thing that McCain can use to prevent Obama from becoming president now is saying that he's a Muslim, and that might prevent people from voting for him. But interesting, Gallup just did a poll here, all right, and it turns out that only about 38% of America would vote against somebody for being president because they were Muslim. Okay, so if you're Muslim and running for president, 38% of Americans would vote against you just because of that. Okay, which I think is pretty damn ridiculous. Okay, but there is another group of individuals who are even more despised, even more mistrusted by the public than Muslims. Who might this dangerous group be? Well, 38% of Americans would vote against somebody because they were a Muslim, but 50% of Americans would vote against somebody because they were an atheist. All right, so Memphis, as you know, it seems pretty tough. Okay, so I know you're not a native-born citizen, so you're disqualified from being president there. But other than that, okay, if you were a native-born citizen and I was a native-born citizen, all right, you would actually have a better chance of getting to be president than I would, because it's like, at least you believe in God, okay? It's like, I'm just a godless, moralless, controlled by the devil every action that I do kind of guy. So, anyway, so guys, before you hit that unsubscribe button, before you go and just say, okay, this guy is just like, going off in the weeds here, let me just put it to you, all right? As much as you might think that, Muslims, don't agree with what Muslims are, saying, or you don't agree with what Muslims are, the way they're living their lives, or what they're telling their children to do, or how they're treating their women, blah 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 blah. Okay, and granted, I disagree with the Muslims too, but okay, let's just acknowledge the fact here that most Americans think that what we do and how we live our lives and what we're doing, okay, most Americans, despise us even more than the Muslims. All right, a cheery thought for this evening.